Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is a T67. It's a Tier 5 American turreted tank destroyer. It's located on the south spawn of Widepark, and it's under the command of ProvoBob. And yes, he's got the kangaroo on the side of his turret because he's Australian. Yes, he's an Aussie. And there are some bots in this game. I'm going to put the full team list up so you can actually see which ones are which, because obviously bots have the colon in front of their name and after it, so they're pretty easy to identify, but it's useful actually to know which tanks are sometimes being commanded by real players, because obviously they will behave differently from the bots. Plus, of course, as you know, bots actually tend to go to premium ammo straight away without even thinking about it. And of course they tend to fire at anyone who fires at them. It's not so easy to take down bots. People think that bots are easy to kill. They're not. And they can be very, very lethal indeed. Many's a player who gets taken out by a bot. Okay, well, we can see just across the railway line there is some enemy tanks. And we know that both of them are real players, the VK3001Hs, and one of them's already died. But we've got enemy tanks over there too, and one of them's an AT2, and again, that's a real player. And notice how ProvoBob is actually aiming for a change. He's doing it right. He was aiming for the cupola, which of course is the weak spot, but he is using premium ammo because ProvoBob loves playing with real ammo, or full ammo. He has this thing about blasting away with the premium. It does cost him a lot when he does, but it does give good results. Okay, well, that T28 up there is a real player, and he's also being punished. Bob's staying in sniper view for the moment because he's trying to watch for any enemy tanks that cross over the railway line. There was one over there. In fact, actually, we've just spotted a Lux, and we've been spotted as well. But we're in a position where the enemy is actually having difficulty trying to shoot us. Not anymore. There's the VK, and he gets his first kill. Okay, this guy just ahead of us here in the Panzer T25 has actually got 3 kills already, and he is a real player. Trying to go for the cupola, and he gets another kill. Bob does play a lot of games against bots rather, because he is on the NA server. The Australian, New Zealand server. That's what I was trying to say. And on that server, there's very few players, so they have to make up for certain tiers. They have to make up the numbers using bots. Wargaming freely admits this. They do the same on the NA server at certain times of the day. So most games with between tiers 1 and 5, you're going to see a lot of bots in play. Oh, now M8A1, and he gets another kill. Now DW2 over the distance is a bot, and he's not responding, but he is actually behind the bushes, so he might not be able to see us that well. And oh no, he can see us. He just fired one directly at us, but Bob gets that kill as well, so now he's up to 4 kills. Now the Panzer T25, the real player ahead of him, did not fare so well. He got taken out. There's only 4 enemies left, including that Lux, and I think that is a real player. He gets 1 hit. He's still blasting away with his premium ammo though. He can penetrate that Lux with standard ammo actually. I'm not sure he realises that, but it's true. Valentine up there is a different problem though. That does have fairly thick armour. The Lux can't see him now because he's behind the bushes, and he's tearing that guy apart. The Valentine goes down, doesn't get that shot, and he is running low on premium ammo now. There's an M8A1 over there, and he could use standard ammo on that. That's a bot, that one, by the way. In fact, both the M8A1s are bots. He's trying to see if he can shoot through the arches, so it'd be easier for him to do that. If he does shoot through the arches, he's got much more chance of survival. No, he's going to have to get closer. Those are the last 2 enemy alive. If he wants those 2 kills, he could get a top gun out of this game, and it could be a very quick game as well, because it's still under 5 minutes. So he's creeping up. Where are they? There's one. 1 shot in. Ducks back into cover to reload. The reload on the T67 is fast, but the M8A1 is faster, and he does get the kill. The alpha on this 76mm gun is 115, and the game's over because that was the last kill. Here's the end of battle results for the first replay, and he managed to get a first-class tanker in the T67 in that game, as well as a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He actually ended up with 5, one short of getting a top gun, but the other M8A1 was actually taken down by somebody else instead. He got a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle, bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this game. He managed to get 12. And he got a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and also a tank sniper for getting the most damage at distance 300 meters or more. And his win rate this game was 7,630, which is super unicum and a lot more. And I think that was down to the fact he was being a lot more cautious. He was aiming accurately, but he was still using a lot of premium ammo. Let's have a look at the team scores. Well, we can see he definitely got the highest damage with 1,973 hit points of damage. Second highest damage was that Panzer T25, the other real player, 1,664 to him. And the third highest was the KV1 with 1,642. When it came to kills, well, it's easily ProvoBob with 5 kills, 4 kills to the Panzer T25, and 3 kills to the KV1 on his own team. So between them, those 3 guys, accounted for 12 of the enemy. That's 4/5 of the enemy team. Would you believe it? When it came to base XP, it was the Panzer T25 did the best with 1,211, and 977 went to ProvoBob, and 725 went to the KV1. He fired 23 rounds in that game, got 20 direct hits and 20 penetrations, and 1,973 hit points of damage, of which 1,027 were at more than 300 meters. So you can see a lot of damage was done at long range. 4 hits received, all 4 penetrated. The T67 really doesn't have any armor at all, but it is fast, and that does make a big difference. And this little thing at tier 5 is one of those tanks where you get to learn a lot about fast-moving tank play. And I've seen many people get pools medals out of the T67 and have absolutely fantastic games. In fact, I think we have put up quite a few replays involving the T67. 8 enemy vehicles were damaged, 5 were killed, 135 hit points of damage assistance in the game. Now, he did earn a profit from the actual battle of 22,464, but because he used all that premium ammo, he actually suffered a loss for the game of 43,849 credits. He got 977 base XP, times 2 for the first victory, took away 1,954 altogether. So all in all, it was a good game, but for the fact that Bob is still using too much premium ammo, he could be much better off if he used standard ammo throughout the battle. I think actually he would come away with phenomenal results because, of course, he would make a big profit. He does play the game well. He's certainly getting the hang now of manually aiming rather than auto-aiming onto a target, because that way he doesn't accidentally fire into a wall when the tank pulls behind a wall and the center of mass actually moves behind the wall. But he's actually enjoying himself, so I can't knock that. So long as ProvoBob is actually enjoying the game, that's what it's there for. So that's the end of the first replay. Let's have a look at the second one he sent in. In the second replay, ProvoBob has elected to go into the Matilda, the tier 4 British medium tank. Game on. Well, as you can see straight away at the end of the barrel of that tank is a Little John adapter, which means he's got the 2-pounder gun, the 40mm, which is capable of doing 55 alpha and penetrating 121mm with standard ammo, and with the premium rounds it'll do 145mm. Now, it does that by squeezing a 40mm round into a 30mm round right at the end of the barrel, and that increases the velocity of the shell dramatically from about, I think it's about 800 meters per second into 1,200 meters per second. And that dramatic increase in velocity imparts a huge amount of damage on the enemy tanks. It literally slices through armor, very thick armor. The Matilda was one of the few tanks that technically is possible of penetrating a KV-1 with standard ammo, funnily enough. Now he's having a quick check either side, using his tunnel vision again. He stays in sniper quite a lot. There is an enemy tank up ahead. It's a Jihar, and he's just noted a Sarl 42, or Sol 42 rather I should say, which is a French tank destroyer. Now our Panzer B2 has actually spotted those enemy tanks. He's driving straight towards them, but ProvoBob's elected that he's going to stay up high and take out the Sarl first, and then deal with the other ones afterwards. There's the Sarl. Gets his first shot in. In fact, I called the Sarl a French tank destroyer. It is actually a medium tank. He's literally slicing this guy to pieces with the premium rounds. Oh, somebody just had an Amarak, and one of our teammates just drowned. Oh dear. Not very good news. Enemy tank coming up. It's the Sarl again. He is a bot, I think. Yes, he is a bot. And he's out the game. He was paying more attention to our T29 than he was to us. Now the VK is just coming up now. 2001D. Can we get a shot into him? I think we might be able to. There he is. Oh, no. Fired at the front. And that one went off at the wrong angle. Now he's got the guy by the rear, but he's still looking at us, and he's trying to shoot at us. Yeah, we do get a hit, unfortunately, but he's out the game now. And I think actually he was a victim of kill stealing there, because the Panzer B2 waited until ProvoBob diminished that guy's hit points to a one-shot, and then he took him out immediately. That's a trick that a lot of top players do use to try and get these medals. That's how they get the Radley Walters and the Pools medals, is they watch until other players strip the armor off the enemy tanks or strip the hit points off them, and then as soon as they're at the low enough value, they just one-shot them and claim the kill. Now, shots are being fired in this general direction, so there are some enemies very close by. In fact, one of them is a Pack 40, the FCM Pack 40, which is a French tank, the FCM 36, with a Pack 40 anti-tank gun mounted on top. Now, they're not very maneuverable. As you see, ProvoBob took that one out fairly easily, but they've got a very dangerous 75mm gun. He gets the Valentine 80 as well, and he's now trying to finish off the Panzer III Ausführung E, but he pulls back into cover quickly enough to avoid any further damage from us. Looks like he's still taking damage from other people, though. Oh! Well, that was an unexpected one, right into the belly of the tank. I think he wasn't driving well, or at least he was trying to avoid the wreck of the Pack 40. Okay, Bob's decided he's going to move up. And now he's been distracted by a Jihar, and he should be distracted because that guy could actually do some damage to us. He's not badly damaged at all at the moment. He's coming straight on, and he's firing directly at us. Now, that appears to be a live player, a real player, so we do need to pay attention. Bob's still blasting away with the premium ammo, and now he's taken some damage, but it was only an HE round. That's not an HE round. That is a armor piercing from the Panzer III. Okay, I think he does need to move up on the Panzer III, even if the Jihar is firing HE at him. Yeah, those are HE rounds, and they've got a very high trajectory. Can't see the Panzer III. There he is! Okay, go to it. Take him out. No, couldn't get the second shot in. He's back into cover, but he is a one-shot. That's the good news. Now, can we get a shot on this Jihar? Not at this range, not at the moment, and it'd be a waste of ammo to do so. Bob is almost out of premium rounds. He's been blasting away so much. Okay, our teammate there is actually suddenly discovered, that's a bot by the way, just suddenly discovered that the Panzer III is actually still active. Bob's focusing on the Jihar, because of course he's still firing the HE rounds at us, and now we just blocked another shot from that Panzer III. Okay, we need to let this one settle in. Oh, Bob, what are you doing? You're letting the Panzer III pump shells into you. No, go the other side of the Dragon's Teeth. Then I think it's going to be more difficult for the Jihad to get shots at you. In fact, it'll be more difficult for the Panzer III to get shots on you, actually, for that matter. Well, the bot keeps taking pot shots, and Bob's decided he's going to go into the woods there. He just has a quick look, a hesitation. No, it's too far away, too long a distance. The guy keeps moving about as well to make it more difficult for you to hit him. The dispersion on this shell at this range, when you're not fully dialed in, makes it difficult for you to get a kill shot. He did get that one in after firing quite a few shells. He's now run out of premium rounds. That Panzer III Aslains is still there, but he is a one-shot. Bob's going off into the woods here. Now, he might get a shot on this guy. Oh, there he is. Missed the chance. He actually ricocheted off the front of the vehicle. He's only got 2 hit points of health left. Bob's got 3 kills. There's 3 enemies left alive. He needs to keep moving. He needs to keep going. There's a Panzer 1C coming up towards him as well, but he's on the ridgeline at the moment. He's about to go down to a 127. Bob keeps getting distracted. Yep, there's the Panzer 1C. There's the Panzer III. Gets that. One shot on the Panzer. Yes, he gets him as well. And now he can get a top gun. Yes, he got him! And that was the last kill of the game. Here's the end of battle results. That was the second-class tanker for ProvoBob in the Matilda. He got a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, a 5 for effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle, and he got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 9. And he got a high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game overall, and a top gun for getting at least 6 kills. Yes, the last shot killed the Jihad and earned him the top gun. His win rate from this one was higher than the previous battle, 9,093, but he's still using too many premium rounds, and he actually ran out of premium rounds in this game, would you believe it? So let's have a look at the team score. Well, 1,732 hit points was the high caliber in this game. Second highest damage was the M8A1 on his team, 1,204. And the third highest damage went to the Panzer B2, who managed 954 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, Bob got that one with 6. 2 kills went to the M8A1 and the Panzer B2. Nobody on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill other than... In fact, actually, it shows here that only 1 human person in the Pack 40 actually managed to get a kill. The rest were all bots. And if we look at the detail, we can see that... oh, well, we didn't do base XP. Yeah, 930 for ProvoBob, 475 for the M8A1, and 803... Oh, it's just the wrong way round. That's it. 803 to the Panzer P2, and then 475 to the M8A1. 62 shots fired in this game, most of them premium rounds, 41 direct hits, 35 penetrations. You can see shooting at long range in the Matilda doesn't tend to work because dispersion means the shells tend to go either way and you might not hit the target as well. In the T67 it's a little better at long range, but even though that one's got even worse dispersion, you might say. But he was actually, because he was only getting the occasional hit at 55 hit points, it was taking a while for him to strip down the armor and the health of those enemy tanks. He got 1,732 hit points of damage, and most of it was done at close range because he only got 117 hit points at long range. 12 hits received from the enemy, only 2 of which actually penetrated because the armor on the Matilda is very thick indeed. And at this tier, it's very difficult to penetrate unless, of course, you've got an FCM 36 Pack 40 because they do have enough penetration to get through the armor. So it was a good job that ProvoBob took that guy out in such a way that the FCM could not get the shots back at him. 350 hit points of damage blocked by armor. And he damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 6, and did 143 hit points of damage assistance. Now, on a free-to-play account, he actually made a decent profit for the game, and he got a personal reserve bonus, topping out at 31,263. But again, he fired 2 mini premium rounds, and he ended up with a loss of 56,137 credits. I do wish that ProvoBob was try the game with standard ammo instead of using premium right from the start and keep blasting away at it. Because although he likes to get the kills, the fact is it's more of a challenge to try and wipe out the enemy using standard ammo to get a maximum profit than it is with premium ammo. And sometimes I think he would actually come out with huge scores, because you can imagine that if he didn't have that 86,720 for ammo cost, then he would have made a nice little profit out of this game. Anyway, 930 base XP meant that he actually got ×2, and the personal reserve bonus took away 2,325 experience points altogether. So there you have it. 2 games where ProvoBob comes out on top. In the Matilda, he did a high caliber and a top gun, and in the T67, he got a bit of result, but he got a high caliber and a tank sniper. I think actually the T67 game was better, but I still wish that Bob would use standard ammo, because I think he would really enjoy it. It would actually be much more of a challenge for him to try and win the game with standard ammo and have to suffer so many bounces and failures to penetrate. And of course, it would actually teach him to try and dodge the enemy shots as well. He was doing that occasionally, and it would be just a better game altogether. If you enjoyed those replays, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below, because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.